Curved displays are useless. Change my mind. What's going on? My name is Spencer, and this channel is all about looking at tech through a real-world lens. And what that means today is talking about the elephant in the room, the curved displays on all of Samsung's flagship or high-end smartphones. And just so we're clear about what I mean, on Samsung's Galaxy S and Note line of smartphones, if you hold the phone in portrait mode, both of these edges are curved. Now, if you're not familiar with Change My Mind, it's become kind of a meme nowadays, but a guy named Steven Crowder actually started it. He tried to talk about something controversial like abortion on a college campus or a public place, and just try to invite dialogue and try to change somebody's mind and invite them to change his. Now, we obviously are not talking about anything that serious today, but the concept is the same. I think the curved display is useless, and Samsung's phones always sell really well, so obviously some people out there disagree with me, so I want to hear from you guys. Now, for the flow of this video, you just sat through the intro. I'm going to go into 3 reasons why I think curved displays are useless, and then you guys can feel free to tell me why you agree or disagree in the comments down below. And again, that's the whole point of this video. I want to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment down below. I read all of my comments, and please, keep it civil. Alright, still with me? Here we go. Reason number 1. Accidental touches everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Think about how you use your phone for a second. Texting with 2 hands in portrait mode, using your gesture input trying to reach across the screen. Maybe you're watching a video or even laying down on the couch or something watching a video with the phone propped up like this, laying on your side. Those are all practical use cases, and I have accidental touches every day. I mean several per day, just from those few things. And let's think about this for a second. If there's anybody who shouldn't be having accidental touches, it's me. I'm about 6'1", obviously super skinny. Now keep in mind the camera adds about 10 pounds, so just use your imagination there. Super skinny hands and fingers, long fingers. I shouldn't be having these accidental touches, especially when I'm texting, but I still do all the time. Back to that texting example with one hand. Think about using your gesture input, but the side of the phone right here is the screen. And if you're wondering why you haven't seen the S10 and you're seeing a Pixel 2 XL, it's because I'm recording on my S10 Plus. And the last thing on this point, buying a case is not a workaround for a poor design decision in my opinion. Samsung's obviously really committed to this dual curved edge screen. I hate cases. My phone has a D brand skin on it right now because I don't want the glass to scratch, but I don't want the extra bulk of a case. So buying a case is not a realistic solution in my opinion, and it's not something I should be expected to do, especially after dropping $1,000 on a new smartphone. Number 2, app and UI optimization with third-party apps. Now, if you have a Samsung Galaxy phone that has one of these curved displays, you may not have come across this yet with your keyboard, because Samsung's default keyboard does a pretty good job at getting around this issue. The keys are a little bit smaller than usual, so over on the edges you just have white space, and the white space is what wraps around the edges of the phone. And if you want an easy example of what I'm talking about, download a third-party keyboard like SwiftKey. Now SwiftKey is a great keyboard. I've been using it for years personally, but the keys on the top row and the bottom row start to wrap around the edges. And that becomes really annoying because about a third of the key is no longer usable, which leads to a lot of typos. And you guessed it, accidental touches. Now, a couple other quick examples with apps. YouTube, HBO, Netflix, anything where you have like an expand button on the bottom of the phone or, the middle right of the phone, depending on how you're holding it. That button can start to wrap around the edge when you're holding it in portrait mode. And again, portrait mode is holding the phone like this. And when you're in landscape mode, what Google and HBO and Netflix will try to do is they'll try to give you enough padding there on the bottom of the phone. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up, but the expand or minimize button's down there bottom right. They try to give you enough padding at the bottom of the phone to where it's not awkward to press. But with a curved edge on that side, you guessed it, that white space gets eaten up by that curved edge, which makes it more annoying to touch. And the final example of this is a hamburger menu. Now that's that 3-bar menu that you see on the top left or top right of your phone. The easiest example to look at for that is an email app. Jump into Gmail or Proton Mail, anything like that. You'll see a hamburger menu, those 3 bars, in the top left corner of your phone. That's an element that, again, that white space or the menu itself will start to get eaten up by the curve and just becomes more awkward to touch. Just realized I held up my left hand for that, but you guys are seeing it on the right side of your screen. So if you caught that, give me an oof down in the comments. Now on the other side of the UI, so my right, your left, you'll have a little X on a lot of free apps. Sometimes you'll have ads pop up on websites you need to click out of. And again, depending on how that's optimized, that element can start to wrap around the edge of the phone, and it's just another annoyance. And finally, reason number 3, less usable screen real estate. Now, if you guys have been around the channel at all, you know that I love big displays on my smartphones. Mate 20X, Mi Max 3, phones pushing a 7-inch display size. The S10 Plus is a 6.4-inch display. But that 6.4 inches is not all usable because of the edges on both sides of the phone. And if your rebuttal for that argument is, oh, you get the app's edge. Yep, who the hell cares? You get an app's edge with a few extra apps that you can access on, some pages when the swipe in gesture works? Like, no, it's not actually usable screen space. Now, a workaround would be for Samsung to give me that additional information of, hey, it's a 6.4 inch display, but only about 6.1 is usable because of the curved display. But I know their marketing team's going to say, oh, the whole thing's usable. It's an infinity display. Yeah. So there you go. Those are my 3 main reasons why I think the curved display is useless. And again, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments down below. Samsung keeps selling phones, so obviously not everybody's of the same opinion that I am, that the curved display is about as dumb as the notch. Well, you made it to the end. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. I'm going to address some of these things in more detail, as well as One UI in detail in my full review of the S10 Plus, as well as a first impressions video that'll be coming out here in another day or so. Thanks again for stopping by the channel, and don't forget to leave me a comment down below because I do really want to hear your feedback. I'll see you in the next one.